Hello, everybody. How is it going? Happy Thursday. Hello, kiddo. Oh, my screen isn't as set up as I thought it was. The Great Return. Guys, I wasn't gone for too long. You know, just a little. I skipped 1 week for the first time in ages, but missed ya. Feel weird to be back, to be honest. It feels like I've been gone forever and it was only 1 week. Hello, how am I doing? Great, thank you. It's a good Thursday, can't complain. It's still light outside. I was just complaining about it. I was about to post it on my story. It's still light outside, so it's annoyingly backlit from the back. And my whole studio's lit up, which is weird. Usually it's nighttime and I like it that way. Kiddo, even yesterday I was talking about art streams on Caffeine. There's been less than compared to before. You're not wrong. Hey, I'll stay. As the OG artist, I'll take it. Just kidding, I'm not the OG, but I've been here for a while. I've been on caffeine for longer than a year. At least in October it'll be 2. So at least a year and a half, right? Is that right math? Who we got here? Nikki just want to stop in and say a quick hello. Hi, Nikki. Good to see you. Are you going to paint the whale? Is this something that you want to do? Nikki is a great painter as well. Of course, Mia. I always pronounce your name wrong. Mias? But of course I remember you. Last time we talked, you were in the hospital. So hope that you're doing better and okay. Guys, I'm having a Summersby today. I'm partaking with you drinkers. I just realized again that I haven't drawn the little drawing of the whale. It's very straightforward today, you guys. Very straightforward. We're doing a breaching whale bursting out of the water. Kenzie's here with her parents, and you say hi. Hi, Kenzie's parents. Oh my gosh. That's exciting. Look at all these newbies. There's Broken Smiles new here. Welcome to the studio. Dresden, a regular. Welcome as well. Hi. Are you painting with us today, Broken? Or are you just hanging out? Your dad's talking, thinking I can hear him. No, what's funny is I'm fully in a room by myself, just gabbing away to silence. Soon, I'll be able to talk to you in person. Okay, soon. I love that. Hi, Kenzie's parents, says Dresden. Oh, you guys are the best. Love that you're here. Someone's asking about the animal. We are doing a whale, like we said. It's literally like 2 shapes. Like, I'm just gonna draw it out right now. We are just gonna go... We're gonna draw a bean. And another bean, basically. Sorry, usually I have this done before I get on here. But what can you do? Look at that. This is a whale. Easy peasy, am I right? Come on. Look at that. It basically looks exactly like the pic. Oh, wait. Where's my finger pointing? To the picture over here. Am I right? Where should we put it today? Let's sneak it up there. We're using pretty minimal colors today. Blue, white, black, and green if you want, but you don't need green. Just for the background there. If you want as well, if you don't have a bunch of different types of blues right out of the tube, you can mix like tiny touches of yellow, tiny touches of purple, like different types of colors into your blue. If you want to play with a couple different ones, that's possible too. You guys know that you don't always have to follow exactly what I'm doing. I want to make sure that whatever you have at home, you can make it happen, okay? Let me just go over my little studio rules here quick, and then let's just get to painting. Why do I feel like I don't know how to do this anymore? I skip a week and I'm just back to the basics. Okay. Number 1, check out my cool buns today. That's not the rule. Number 1, no, I am not a trained teacher, okay? I am just a full-time artist who's painted my whole life, so I've never been taught on how to teach. I just have, hey, just like Mason was talking about, over a year of paint nights under my belt. So if I explain something too fast, if I explain something poorly, if you want me to repeat something, like, let me know at any time. I'll never be offended or upset if you tell me any of those things. It will help me teach in the future, and it'll also help people watching on YouTube later. Hello, YouTubers. And maybe there's some people that watch that don't log into caffeine, so they can't comment at the bottom down here like you guys. So it will help everyone if you ask questions, okay? That's number 1. Number 2, if you are more comfortable with a pencil, start with a pencil. I am going to teach you how to do it with a paintbrush. But if you want, take out your pencils. I just suggest that you don't push very hard on your canvas, okay? Your pencil will dust out, and the graphite will make little dust that will mix with your colors, and all your colors will start mixing like dark, like grayed out. And it's not a fun time for anyone. So press very lightly, and don't try to erase your pencil on a canvas. I suggest to just try to paint over top of it. erasers ruin the integrity of the canvas. Okay? What's the next? Number 3, don't treat your painting too precious, especially when we're doing one like this that's really watery and drippy and textury. It's very easy to get caught in worrying that every brushstroke you put down is going to ruin your painting, and then you're not having fun, and then your painting's not going to turn out because you're just stressed the whole time. Okay, so there's no such thing as mistakes with acrylic paint. So don't be scared to ruin anything because you can't. Just let me know if you need a little extra help to fix something. But since we are using acrylic paint, it goes over top anything. You make a mistake, put some white paint over top of it, let it dry. It's like it never even happened, okay? Oh, I'm not even in the camera. Let me just, oh, no, maybe this way. Okay. So number 4 kind of goes in with that. It's just trusting the process, because halfway through it's going to look very weird, okay? But at the end, it's the last few steps that always bring it together. Number 5 is water is your friend, okay? Acrylic paint is a water-based paint, and water will really help you pull it across. If it doesn't seem to be moving well, usually if something's going wrong, 6 times out of 10, it's because you don't have enough water on your brush, okay? So I'll be saying that over and over again. Just get used to it. And last but not least, like, let's have some fun, okay? We just want to forget about what's happening outside. Have a good evening, a couple hours to yourself. Self-care, am I right, everybody? Yesterday for Nurses Week, we did a private Zoom paint night for a bunch of nurses. And that's what I was like, your guys' job is so crazy. Let me use my job to try to make your job not as stressful. And it was fun, okay? So we're going to have fun today, too. Who we got here? Oh, we got RCV. We've got Acid. Hello. Thanks for the props, sweet angel. I love Little Taste in the Cartel. Oh, we got to get a little RCV up in here. And Mason, I've been good, thank you. Busy, but good. Can't complain, you know? Justin is actually on vacation, you guys, for the first time in like a decade. So we're going to let him just enjoy his little vacay. I hope he's drunk on a beach somewhere. And here comes Big Pot in just promoting for me, you sweet angel. And you can have more fun by getting a Tay's paint by number at Taytayski.com. I haven't sent Big Pot my check yet. Acid's gonna stand in and be the momager today. Love it. Love it. Well, like I said, I'm drinking with y'all. I know there's some of you that always have a drink this Thursday. Cheers! Let's get ready for a painting, okay? Let's do it. So, to start out this baby, you're gonna take out blue. Whatever blue you want. Looks like I got a phylocyanine blue, okay? If you don't have blue, we can't really mix blue. I was just gonna say we can mix it, but no, blue is a color that we can't mix. But you can make a purple whale. You can make a pink whale. Where's this whale from? Actually, this is an original painting of mine. From a photo I probably just found on the internet, to be honest. But this is a picture of my painting. So I don't have to shout out any other artists today, which is nice. I'm giving us the rights to use this one. But I usually just, like, on Pinterest, I'm like, breaching whale. And then I search photos until one jumps out at me and speaks to me. That's usually how I choose. Okay, bringing out a small little brush. Because we are basically drawing, right? If you want a pencil, this is the time for pencil. But for you paint brushers with me, we're just using something small because we just want to make... Oh, where's the camera? A little outline. It's basically like we're just doing a doodle. Because it is our under drawing or under painting. So it doesn't have to be perfect, okay? Mason, how much have you grown in followers? I think I have over 1,000 followers on Caffeine now. I probably should know that, but I don't. And then which Ninja Turtle are we painting next week? Well, I thought that you could paint whatever one you want. I'm using like Donatello, I think. as the reference. But realistically, you can paint whatever color, right? I feel like I'll just show the base, and then you can paint whatever one you like. Yeah, they all look the same. Exactly. So people can choose whatever color of whatever that thing is. Why can't I think of the word? Oh my gosh, I know, look. It's bad. It's bad. Blah bras, I'll get it. Okay. We've got some blue on our paint, and we're going to do the good old usual start. If you're new here, this is our first step in most paintings, okay? With your paintbrush, you're going to go into your water, and you're just going to scoop paint. It's not paint. You're going to scoop water onto your palette, and you're going to take tiny little pieces of that paint and mix it in with your water until you have like a chocolate milky consistency, okay? Like this is full water. I think it's deceiving on there, but like see how if I pour this, like it's water basically. But there's blue pigment in there. And the reason we do that is because, like we said, this is just a sketch. We want to be able to paint over top of it easily. We want it to dry light. It's just a nice way to get a low opacity or like a translucent color. So let's take a deep breath because we're gonna have fun, right? And I know it's deceiving because the picture we're using is a square, but we're gonna look at this whale and we're gonna look at our canvas here and we're gonna try to roughly imagine where he's gonna go. That helps us fill up the canvas a little bit, okay? And we'll start by just putting a line where his body is gonna interact or intersect, maybe is a better word, with the water, okay? And like, see, like it's a rough line. I don't care. There's a couple lines in there. Whatever. Roughly. Like, look at how far away. You're not here for as long as it's 4 a.m. Oh, well, it's still nice to have you here. Thank you. Like you said, it's been a year. It's good to see you after a while. We are not worrying about if that line's straight or not. And look at how far I'm holding my paintbrush back because, like, this is... It helps your lines get a little wobblier. It lets you be a little bit more free with what you're doing. And everything underneath here is just going to be drips of paint, right? As you can see in the picture there. So we're not going to worry about that. We know where our whale is intersecting with the water. Okay? And now we are going to choose, we're going to start painting the back end, right? This line right here of our whale. And again, it's okay if it's a little messy or if it's not perfect, but we're coming up and over, okay? See how the line isn't straight? It's not perfectly angled. It's kind of, we're coming up and over a little bit. You can do the line a couple times. All right? You can even bring it a little bit more over if you want. Who cares? Whatever works. But our whale has begun. Okay? You saw that I was going live, so you stood out for it? You sweet soul. Appreciate it. Why can't I ever have my camera in the right spot? There we go. Appreciate it. One day you'll have to paint with us. Just kidding. It'll be too early. Our time change is too crazy. Okay, so we've got that first back part of our whale. See, it's getting a little close to the edge, but whatever. We'll just make his arm go close to the edge over there. Okay? And now we'll pick how fat you want that whale to be, right? And just draw a line up. So this is his body, right? That's coming out of the water. Guys, this summer's beach just tastes like sparkling apple juice. I love it. I could chug it in a second because it's so delicious. Okay. We've got the body of our whale. And it gets a little bit... It's not a perfect shape over, but we can do it anyway. Let's kind of, right? We're mocking the side. We're doing the same shape and angle of the other side that we already put down. And right after we get over the curve, right? So see how we've brought it over? It's parallel on both sides. We're just going to dip it down a little bit. And match it up. Right? We've matched the line all the way, and once we got to the top curve, we divot down a little bit and match up that line. Was that confusing? Remember, it's just our rough sketch. So it's okay if maybe we need to like thin him out a little bit later. I don't know. I'm okay with that. Nothing's permanent, right? Whistling is a sound effect and they are required. He's not wrong. Okay. We've got a weird shape. How much water are we using? So, more water than anything. Like, mine's a little dark even. Like, yours can be drying lighter than this. But, like, I don't know if you can see, like, on my palette here. Like, this is a big old pile of just basically water. This dark spot here is thick paint. And that's not going anywhere when I move my palette around, right? It's super runny. It is super runny. Because like I said, since it's just like your rough sketch, if we were using thick paint, it would be like, it would become its own like shape on the canvas, right? Like the thick brush strokes, like even if you painted over top of something that was painted on thick, you would still see that thick paint underneath. So when we water it down like this, it makes it very easy to paint over top. That's like the main reason why I do. And then that's how we're going to get that really watery effect. Mason asked if you're allowed here because the title says plus 17. So I put the title plus 17 because sometimes by accident, my mouth is a little unpredictable and I say something that might not be appropriate for under 17. So to protect my little butt, I put that on there. But who are we kidding? It's safe to be here. We'll be good today. Exactly. Just like, don't worry. We'll be good today. Yeah, technically, we're fine. I just, CB coming in with the bomb. Girl, thanks. Yeah, I'll try not to be inappropriate. It's just, sometimes it happens and I can't. It's just who I am as a person. Okay. Let's go for it. Let's make this isn't a wing. It is a flipper. We're going to start by just doing a little oval. Right underneath that bump we made. It's going to look like a comical eye. Right now it looks like we're painting a dolphin almost. Put a line right there and we've got a little dolphin. Giving me a bomb because I'm the bomb. Oh, the nicest thing you could ever do. Thanks. Also, I recognize that username. Haven't seen you around here for a little bit. Are you painting? It could be a bird. It could also be a bird. You're not wrong. But let's confuse everyone and make it into the whale we know that he is, okay? So to make it simple, the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to draw a line straight on out. Okay? And same on this side. Straight on out. To a triangle. Right? Around our little circle that we made, we've got our big old triangle coming out of it. I'm late like always, but I'll definitely catch the replay. Nothing wrong with that. I know most people prefer doing the YouTube videos anyway. Nothing wrong with that. You can't wait for the baby gorilla. The baby gorilla is, let me see if I can see my calendar, the 27th. You can thank Nikki for that. I don't know if she's still here, but she suggested the gorilla. Okay, we've got that triangle coming out of there. And one thing we're going to do is we are going to, come out a little bit outside that line to make that bump in his fin. Do you see what we did there? Do you see where the original triangle was and how we just did a little boop right out the bottom to get that cool shape? You still have the same glasses? These are actually a different, I still have round glasses, but this is a new prescription and a new frame since you've probably been here. They're only for close. It's because I'm cross-eyed, so I need close and far glasses, but I can't have both because I can't have cross-eye bifocals. So it's almost like my computer, it's almost hard for me to read your guys' comments with these glasses on, but I can see this and this perfectly. But like all the way across the room, like I have to take my glasses off and like close an eye to read my sign. They look amazing. Thank you. Appreciated. All right, where are we? Painters. We've got a fin. We're going to paint all that in later. We don't have to worry too much at the moment. But now let's get one more fin right out the back because this guy's flailing in the background, right? And it's going to be the same. We're going to draw all the way up. It can be a point or you can box it at the top if you want. And then come on right back down. Boop. So it's basically just a triangle with a boxed off top versus a pointed top. All right. And do we see a whale? All right. And see like what I mean by since this is just our sketch and we can pull it out or whatever, tweak whatever we want. As we're doing it, I'm seeing maybe our whale's a little chubby. So we're going to come up from that part of his nose. And once we get to this bend, I'm just going to bring it in a little bit more. Do you see that? Not all of you might not be able to have to do that. But I'm just going to bring that line in. And we're going to put some white over top of that one. And just pretend like it never even happened. Am I right? Okay. And we're going to come back to the top of this schnoz that we've painted, right? And we're going to come more, not right in the center. We're going to come closer to the left side of it. And we're going to draw a line. Straight on down. Right now this looks like it could be like the Loch Ness Monster or something. But see, I brought this line all the way down into this bend again, right? We have a bend at the top. We have a bend at the bottom. That line comes all about right there. And I'm going to curve on down and just come right up to that line at the bottom. What's happening, Taylor? I know you guys, this is when I'm asking you to trust the process. Okay. How's that, right? How are your strokes coming along? Brush strokes. Okay. Acid usually paints the YouTube videos later. Okay. And now let's put a little eyeball in there. It's another little bean. That's where our whale's eye is going to go. We've got a lot of painting to go before we get there, so that's fine. You did the galaxy and it was horrible. I don't believe you. Send me a picture. Let me help you. That breaks my heart. That's like a lady at the end of the nurses one last night sent me a message being like, mine turned out like trash, but I had fun. So cute. Okay, do we have a whale, folks? I think we do. You're going to leave here, but it was great. Oh, always good to have you. We love when you make us international here, bringing someone from across the pond. Thanks for hanging out with us. Dresden is not wrong. It is a science. Bean science, okay? All right. See you. Okay, while we are here, we're going to throw some paint around, okay? We've got this really watered down consistency on our paper here. Lots of water, right? And we are going to just take our paintbrush And we are, let's see if I should zoom in maybe for this. Let's see. Okay. So we've got our really watered down consistency. You can get a bigger paintbrush if you want, maybe. And we're just gonna pull this really watered paint across the canvas here with lots of water, right? And soon enough, those will drip. I don't know why they haven't already. Come on. Come on. Hello, everybody. Okay, there we go. Okay, and we're gonna keep just pulling some paint across. We want those nice drippies in this darker blue that we're using. See how it got a little bit darker? I just put my paintbrush into more blue solid paint just to pull through that really wet paint we've got on there. This is a full original. This is how I paint all my stuff. Sometimes I try to tweak around. Tweak around and simplify stuff, but this is really the technique I use probably the most. And you can... A portrait of you sipping soda like Tay by commissioning on Insta. A picture of me like this. Paint me one night. There is a paint night where we did, like, because somebody painted me as a Tay-Rex. I like to call myself. One time I told a story about how I used to be called Tay-Rex in high school and art school and whatever. Ringette. And somebody who came to paint nights all the time painted me Tay-Rex. So a T-Rex with a little pink bun and eyelashes. So then people requested that we do it for a paint night once. And then we did a Tay-Rex paint night. You can find it on my YouTube, you guys. If you want to paint me as a T-Rex. Okay. How did this drippy water business go? Like, you can dip your brush just like, do you see over here? Like, I'm dipping my brush just into water and coming onto here and making some drippies. And the more water that's in your paint, see, the lighter it's going to dry, right? Like, there's no white paint on my canvas at all, or on my palette at all. This is all just blue paint with white. I just said there's no white on my canvas. This is just blue paint with water. The more water, the more translucent. Tay, can we do a portrait of Acid on a throne? And Acid's threatening me to draw to block you. You guys are funny. Let's see. Look at them drips. That's pretty nice, right? I like to just let them go and see what happens. And the beauty of painting like a messy girl like me is, again, even I'm still using this pretty watered down consistency. I'm going to come into my whale. And remember what I always teach you guys. If you squint and look at the whale on the right here. Is that the right for you? No. But if you look at the whale and you squint at it, you can see where the darkest parts of our whale is, right? And that's like across his back, up to the edge here. Down the side. If you cover up over his eye, don't worry about it, sweetheart. And it's messy. Like, it's very watered down and it's messy. And just because it's watered, like, you can let it drip down through your water still, because we have a lot of layers to go where we're really going to bump up that watercolor. But, like, see, like, why not let that go? That's kind of cool. Is this the only blue we're using? So, tough to say. I probably should for the benefit of everybody else. But if you want to know the actual painting, I used this dark blue, and I also used this light permanent blue, which is like a little bit of a different value, or a little different. The sky is this, while the whale is this. Daryl coming in saying you're always squinting. Same, don't you worry. And we're still going through. Oh, my watch is dying. We're still using this watered down consistency paint, but you can add little touches of pure paint in there if you feel like, oops, that was by accident. If you feel like it's going on too watered down. And same with up here, right on this left-hand side of the triangle that is his fin, it's darker blue. Am I right? Am I right? Hey, yo, Matte Black. How are you? Also, that just reminds me I have to message Magda back. Okay. Tell her I haven't forgot about her. As I'm painting on this dark blue, I'm slowly just kind of adding little more chunks of paint from our watered down consistency. But look at it coming together, am I right? That's kind of cool. I love painting water things. Okay. And just like we always talk about, the more water that you put into your paint, the more translucent your paint is going to dry on the canvas. For some very poor quality paint, this might be a struggle, okay? So let me know if this is not working. But I'm going to go with just water on my brush because I'm just teaching you guys how I paint, okay? With just water and a tiny, tiny touch of pigment. Like, not that chocolate milk consistency. Like, I want more water than that on my brush. And look, I'm just going to brush it on. Look, there's no white in my paint. I'm using the same blue, but there's just water on my brush. And I'm not caring if it's dripping everywhere. Because I like it that way, okay? Right? Remember, this was me just saying that that's a mistake. I'm not going to cover in there, but still with this like super watered down, even more watered down than our chocolate milk consistency, I'm just filling in all these other parts of the whale that aren't the dark color that I've already put in there, okay? I'm really going to need you guys to trust the process with me on this one. Oops, that was a mistake, but that's okay. Okay. How about them apples? Okay. And remember, it's a good technique. It's fun to try out, maybe is better. And feel out if you go in with just, like, there's no paint on my brush, there's just water. And I'm going to kind of work into these spots that already have drips and such. And you can kind of pull it around. Just to add more drippy effects or to pull colors if there's too many in one spot. How is that? Oh, Poopa Pants Fart. The best username ever. I always laugh thinking about people on YouTube whenever I say that. Because on my YouTube channel, you can't see the comments. So we can't see the usernames, but I always gotta say yours. Poopa Pants Fart? Okay, how's that? That looks like a whale. If you ask me. Oops. I'm trying to make a time lapse over here, but I just moved the camera a bunch of time. It's always funny watching it on YouTube. I know. I always say, there is one YouTube video actually. Like I always say, like one day I'll record one. That's not live because I'm sure for some people it's annoying to have this like me bantering with people and them having no idea what's going on. But I never have time, one. But two, I did. Remember one Valentine's Day, it didn't record. And there were so many people that were like planning to do it as their little Valentine's Day date. So I didn't want to like let people down. So right after I did it live, I went back on and I recorded it like with no audience, like just me talking to a camera, and it felt so wrong and weird. But that's on YouTube. It's the Valentine's Day bear if somebody wanted to see that. Gotta go. Thanks for sharing today. Oh, Dresden. Always love seeing your username. Thanks for the props. Thanks for the love. If you are somebody like me who wanted to make your way a little bit thinner, this is what I mean by white outing, okay? Right? You can take just pure white onto your paintbrush. See how I'm just painting over that line that I don't want? Bye-bye. And if I still think, like, maybe I think I made him too skinny, who cares? I'll just paint more blue to make him a little bit chubbier again. No worries. It's good to use less water than paint. Way more paint, hardly any water when you use white like that, when you want paint to go on thick and opaque, right? Because water makes it more translucent. So if you want it to go on nice and thick, to cover up all your mistakes, don't put too much water in there, okay? Here's Dresden saying, everyone else have a wonderful evening, the sweetest soul ever. We're always so lucky to have him in here. Okay, and if you want, some of you might need to pull that white border all the way across, depending on your paint quality. But see how you can really shape things with it if you want to? By whiting out, erasing, basically, with white paint, anything that you don't like, okay? How's that? Banner prefers it thick. Same. There we go. It works. Okay. How do we feel about this so far, everybody? If you ask me, that looks like a whale. And all y'all painting better be trusting that process, because it probably looks weird for everybody at the moment, okay? So, next part. We are going to paint the sky, which is a fun time. If you are like me and just painted this white, we're going to for sure need to let that dry, okay? If it's wet, it's just going to mix in with whatever you're doing, and it's annoying. We're going to use a big old paintbrush. I prefer a little bit of a point when we're going to have to go around some of these shapes, but you can use like a square if you want, maybe. Banner likes the drip. Acid saying the drip is the best part. And guess what? We're doing it upside down, which is kind of funny, actually. The whale just looks like he's diving underwater now. But we're going to flip our paintings upside down. And if you have a different blue, like let's say like oh wait, I'm looking at the wrong camera. Light permanent blue, which is just a lighter blue. If you don't have another blue, feel free to put a bunch of white into the blue that we've been using this whole time. We're going to get that paintbrush and we're going to get it nice and wet, and we're going to do the same old job we did before, where we're going to scoop a bunch of a bunch of water onto our palettes near that blue, and we're going to take tiny bits of paint into this watery concoction, okay? And we're going to make it that chocolate milky consistency like we always do. There's some construction going on outside my house, and I just can't ignore it. Okay, it's making me crazy. So we've got this watered down consistency with this paintbrush, okay? And we're going to start by just kind of going around our whale. And just kind of messily, no rhyme or reason, coming close to but not touching our little whale. Seeing we're going to get those good old up drips. Too bad Ilham isn't here. Alright, we're going to go through and just start filling in all these spots. It's a different blue. Or if you want to make, or if you don't have a different blue, you can add a bunch of white to the blue you're using. You can even add a tiny touch of yellow maybe if you want to play with different colors, and I mean the tiniest touch of all time. But I'm going between the paint on my canvas, the paint on my palette, and just water on my brush even. Like I'm going to go right into the water and just bring pure water on here and move the paint that's already on the canvas. But if you're painting like me, you gotta let go of control with some of these things, right? We kind of gotta let the paint move itself. One thing that's nice is you can kind of direct the paint drips around our whale here. Kiddo's asking if I've ever seen a whale in real life. I have. A couple of them in Vancouver. Vancouver, BC. See, but like, see how this drip just naturally is kind of following the shape of this whale without me even directing it? It kind of like knows that there's paint there already and it's going to go right around it. Look at that. But yeah, I saw a whale in Vancouver a couple times, and then in, was it Mexico? Was it Mexico? Now I can't remember. Baby whales look adorable. They are super cute. We were actually... Oh, where's Kenzie when I need her? Maybe even Dan. Dan, Kenzie, and I one day were having a whale facts day. Alright, let's just keep... See how I'm just like circling it? I want there to be like texture in that sky. I don't really want it to be smooth. I'm kind of just painting in the negative space that is around the whale. Wonder why I'm painting upside down and how I accurately gauge dimension upside down. Well, it's different for everyone for sure, but I'm a very visual artist. So like if I can paint anything upside down because I'm just looking at the picture and I'm copying what I see in the picture, if that makes sense. But with this case here, we already painted the whale and his space and his dimension, right? And now flipping it upside down, we're just painting the places that are not painted. Do you know what I mean? So it kind of like does the work for us a little bit. But for some artists, they're not reference-based. Like they paint what's in their head. So painting upside down would be more difficult unless you're picturing the image upside down. Do you know what I mean? Hello, Madge. Hello. She's just that talented. That's not what I guess that did kind of sound like that. That's not what I meant. But there are sometimes, like if a portrait, which actually now that I'm saying that out loud, I should probably do it. I should listen to my own advice. But usually when a portrait is giving me a really hard time, I do flip it upside down. So then I like detach from the fact that like it is a face. And then I'm just looking at the features and stuff too. But like right now I'm painting the four Jokers. Not there's more than four, but... And the Jared Leto Joker, you guys, is giving me a hard time. I don't even want to think. I like have to finish that painting tonight or it will be the death of me, I swear. But I guess maybe I should turn it upside down today. Okay, see how we've got some sky in there? I'm a messy painter, so I don't like to paint right to the borders. Like, I like to show these drips and my paint strokes. For some of you, that might drive you mental, and you might want to maybe just paint right to the border. That's fine, too. But remember, you can go in... Hello, Bubsy. Just wanted to say hi, kiddo. Good to see you, Lisa. Happy late Mother's Day. Remember, you can go into like just pure paint and water, go back and forth as you're going through, because like remember, there's no white in any of this. This is all just one color, but you can see how there's lighter spots and darker spots, and that's just how much water has been put into the paint. If you say hi, kiddo, you're saying it to me, says kiddo. So technically you put your thing down, flip it, and reverse it. You're not wrong, Banner. Look who it is, you guys. Justin has made it to the chat. Acid. She has... That's so bad. We have a new momager in town, Justin. I told everyone you're on vacation, and Acid took the standing role. I'm trying to hold it down for you. You're my other kiddo, Lisa. 100%. I did send you Happy Mother's Day from your other kid. It's like self-proclaimed other kid. Okay, how is that for a drippy background? That's kind of cool. The color looks very similar to our well right now. We will resolve that. Don't worry. He's doing a backflip. He basically just did, hey? How is that? 10 for the drips. Correct, Banner. This owl is breaching. Okay, how's that? Ooh. Why did I say owl? It's a whale. It's a whale. My bad. Oh God, no. Oh God, no, it's not even here. I don't even know where that came from. Okay. We're painting this whale. Okay. We've got the same blue on our brushes. It's still watered down. How are you doing, Justin? I'm still using this big old brush. We've flipped the whale upside down. If he starts to drip on him, just wipe it away. And we're going to go right over top of the water that we've already painted. And we are going to pull it across. So now that we've got some down drips. And see how messy I'm doing it. Like, I don't care. Honestly, what is... Where is this construction sound coming from? I don't know. It's all about the drip. You are not wrong, Banner. You are not wrong. And I'm just pulling it across. I'm being kind of conscious of my brush strokes. I'm going just left to right. Right? And some of you might not have white on your palette yet because it was just a little side step. But with white, you're doing the same thing, going in with just white. And we're going to pull some lines across into this wet paint that's on there, okay? And see how I'm pulling it across. In little, just left to right strokes. We're going to pull some behind him too. Can't wait to share my book with the family. Lisa, do you like it? It's cute, isn't it? I can't wait for you to share it to the family too. And Banner, that's, yeah, Justin's not wrong. Those are paper flowers. Aren't they cool? It's actually my sister-in-law for her wedding. She made it. Her and her bridesmaids made it for photos. And then she had it in her basement forever. And then when she moved, she was going to throw it out. And I was like, I want it. And now it's been the background of our streams for a long time. It is really cool. And Madge coming in with the book. Yes, I illustrated a children's book that was released just in March. Called The Wonders That I Find. It's on Amazon. I'm very proud of it. It's super cute. It's going pretty well, actually. I'm surprised how many people have picked it up. It's so cute. It's perfect. Love the story, and the illustrations are perfect. Thank you. It is very special to me, so it's cool to hear that from you, from everyone. But thank you. Means the world. Congratulations. Thanks, Banner. And Madge, thank you. All right, how is our water going? Do you see? I went behind the whale a little bit too, but see close up. It's pretty messy. But yeah, the story is written by an author from Banff. Her name's Megan Ward, and the story is just so well written and special and important. Important in these times, if you ask me. All right, see how we're bringing some white behind the whale. We're leaving that line a little dark there where he's breaching. And we're just pulling. How is that? Okay. How is that? Looks like we've got a whale. The shark is dripping acid blue. It does look like dripping acid blue. Whale, don't you look nice? Thunderberry, yes. You're the best. You always come in with the best puns, and we all appreciate it. At least I do. Love that. Okay, it's just about 9. Cool. We're in a good place, I think. While we still have this blue of the sky on our palettes, we're just going to pull a little bit of blue through our whale too, okay? In the opposite spots of the dark, but it's the same blue. I'm putting it on pretty thick. It's not that chocolatey consistency. It's pretty straight out of the tube thick paint that I'm just placing. Again, where you squint at the whale and see where it's not the darkest, okay? Maybe one streak on his back here too. But again, I'm going to bring it close so that you guys remember that it's not special. It's not smooth. Like when you look at it up close, the lines are pretty messy. Things are pretty crazy. And that's how we like it, okay? It's very important for you to take a step back from your painting as much as you can. Because it's very easy to be like this close and be like, this is the ugliest brush stroke I've ever seen. And you keep trying to fix it and you keep trying to fix it. But realistically, if you just like looked away and looked back, you'd realize from far away, no one can even see that. And you gotta let it go, okay? And that will help you, I promise, in the long run. Okay. We've got basically a whale, right? Before we finish him up, art is life. It really is, isn't it? You can use that motto for many things. Just take a step back and it'll look better, okay? Thanks for the prop, Daryl. But okay, we've got a whale and we are gonna just start finalizing some of the details. But first, we're gonna just paint that little grassy scene in the background, okay? So you're gonna take a green out of your wheelhouse. What green do I want it to be? A phyllocyanine green, I guess, is what I'm going for. But we don't want it to be very in our face, so we're gonna mix it with black. And what do I always say when we use black, you guys? Is black is the most powerful, beautiful pigment that I can't open of them all. And you literally need the tiniest amount, like a toothpick tip amount of black paint to start when you are mixing with things, okay? It's very easy to mix too much and black will overpower whatever color you're using, okay? And let's use a medium-sized brush, like, I don't know, how about this? Madge says no, and they will obsess over the details. You know what, that's fine. That's cool, too. Okay, so I'm taking a big old glob of green and, like, the tiniest touch of black, okay? And like I tell you, in true color theory, we would not be mixing with black, but we just do what's easy here, okay? So we are mixing green with tiny touches of black until we get a dark like our soul green, okay? And we don't need it to be that watered down consistency, but we do want a little bit of water on our brush to pull it around a tiny touch, okay? Like our souls. Yeah. And we're gonna come like, what is that, like an inch maybe? I don't know, maybe that's an inch. Above the original line we made that our whale is bursting out of, okay? And we're roughly just gonna make a line across. It's okay if it's wobbly, who cares? Doot, doot. Okay? Pull that baby across, pull that baby across. Done. And from there, it's the most fun part. We're just gonna pull up. We're gonna start from the left side. We'll be small, but see how I'm just lightly with my paintbrush. Should I zoom in maybe? Okay, yeah, sure. Okay, we're just going. It's kind of messy. It's kind of dried out at the top. It's shorter. It's getting higher as we go, but inconsistently. Like some are shorter, whatever, right? Because we're painting like a tree line. Oops, I'm not even in the camera again. Sorry. This is my knee right here. I'm just lounging full comfort. Okay. So we're just pulling that paint up. It's not very translucent, right? We want more paint than water on our brush because we want it to go on, cover up the background, and be a little thick. And see how I'm going close to, but not touching the whale. You can see that little white line. Beauty. And same over here. We can start higher up. I think it's easier to start from the bottom and pull up to get those like little brushy effects, but for some people maybe you'd prefer to go down. I don't know. Try whatever works for you. What did the pimp and sailor say to the maiden? I don't know, but I love this. I love the direction this is going. You're using the peanut gallery for exactly what it's used for. Land ho. What did the pimp and sailor say to the maiden? Land ho. That's a good one. And this is why I make it plus 17, right? You guys, you never know. You never know what's going to happen in here. Okay. How is that for some grassy greens in the background? Hey, you can even add a touch more black to your green and go in again to make some darker spots if you want. Completely dependent on you for how far you want to push it and how many values and layers of color you want to go. But that looks cool. That looks cool. How is that? Good? We've got land in the distance, right? Okay. I know this is gonna feel very weird, but we gotta do it. Oh, just kidding. We don't gotta do it. If you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it. But we're gonna take this green with a little bit of black in it, okay? The same green that we were just using. It's a weird sound coming from outside. But we're going to add a little bit more green. And again, we're going to go back in some of these spots on our whale, okay? And again, we're squinting at this picture over here to see where we want to put some of these darkest dark colors, right? So we're going to put a little tiny touch on his fin there. We can make a blob where his eye would go. And by adding a little bit of this other color that can be found in the painting onto our whale, it makes our painting look more cohesive. Do you see that there, though? Those darker colors, I'm putting them just a little, and again, pretty messily, just slobbing it on. Whales are rough in texture, so that really is helping us not have to be very precious, right? How's that? Maybe we'll bring a little bit more up here too. Beautiful. Nice, right? Nice. Maybe he does actually just need a little bit darker right here too. Okay, everybody, we're gonna go to one of my favorite parts. I don't know why I just turned Texan all of a sudden. But it's time to splatter some paint around, okay? We're gonna get some white out on our palettes. And if your paint is, your paint water is very blue, it might be a good time for you to change your water. Clean it out. Refill it with some fresh water because the blue pigment in your water will mix with the paint that you are using now, and we want to use pure white, so we want it to be clean and fresh. I'm going to just go for it, but some of you might need to. Okay, the summer speed's done. Listen to the song All My Exes Live in Texas, full transition to Texas, and 100% guaranteed. I'm excited. I am excited. Okay. I said we're splattering, right? Let's do it. For some of you, you may have a painting toothbrush somewhere on hand. Highly suggest a toothbrush. I'll teach you how to do it with a brush as well. But just so you know, a toothbrush will give you the best splatter of all time. Okay, so our whale is breaching out of the water, which means there'll be lots of splattered white speckles everywhere, right? Of reflected water. So we're going to do the same old journey we always do, where we're going to scoop some water onto our palette by our white. As you can see, my water is blue. So I would suggest you change your water. I'm just lazy. Okay. But we're pulling water onto, like a scoop with our brush, onto our palette, and we're going to mix up that paint here. To make that chocolate milky consistency paint again. I know it probably sounds annoying that I say that all the time, but it's the best way for me to describe the amount of water to paint. Also, for some of you may want to cover your whale with a piece of paper. I'm just going to have a rag on hand close by because you can't control the splatter, folks. You're going to dip your paintbrush in that chocolate milk consistency that you made. You're going to hold your paintbrush like rough, maybe a little closer than it hangs loose away from your painting. And you're going to just flick the brush itself. Some people like to flick the sides. Some people don't want to get messy, so they tap the paintbrushes. Whatever you want. But you're literally just going to flick it onto the canvas here. Joe Kaiser, hello. Good to see you. Zoom in here. Right, I'm just going to go boop, 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 and look at that paint. Just making the paint splatter like he's bursting out of the water. Oops. And see how it's getting a little crazy. You can with your with your rag. Dab, dab, dab some of those little crazies if you don't want them. And with a paintbrush, it's going to be the same thing. Like, you're just going to dip your paintbrush in that same consistency. It might be to be a little bit more watered down. And then you're just going to shoot it like a gun. And it's a lot easier to direct exactly where you want this splatter to go when you have a paintbrush. See how I can kind of direct it like that? Let me pull this on down here where I'm using the wrong hand on my mouse. There we go. And I'm just going to go through and splatter along the outside of the whale. Even down here, like on the water too. You can't see that when we're zoomed in, so I won't do that yet. Underneath both of his little fins. And again, right, with a rag, you can, when they're still wet, dab some of them away if you care. Realistically, they would be all over him, and we still are going to paint some more some more highlights and color onto him himself that will cover up some of this splatter if you are worried that you've splattered too much paint on top of your whale's body. Remember, like down here too, you can splatter on. Like, ooh, like that one's a little big and crazy. I'm probably just gonna dab that one away. How is that? Okay, we've got a whale breaching out of the water. Let me see if I can bring this. Like, do you see it better on that camera there? See how it literally just did the effect without us even having to paint it? Wait, Tay, do you do pins? I have a couple pins. I have Baby Yoda pins right now, but I wouldn't say that I do them. I haven't put them on my website, but yeah, if you want a Baby Yoda pin, I can make it happen. I just got my hands in too many, I have so many products and things I need to, until I open up my store. Wink, wink. Not wink, wink, nudge, nudge. That's just a foreshadowing comment. Then I probably won't have them up and available at the moment. Okay. Are we ready to continue on to our whaling around? So on our, who are we kidding? We should probably wait a little bit for that white to dry. But we can start working into our whale's face a little bit, okay? As your marketing dude, I should know these things. You know what? You're not wrong. Don't worry, me and Kenzie might have some news, but we don't know yet. So you'll know when we know. Alrighty, we've got some splattered paint around. Another thing that you can do, and that I do in all my paintings, but I don't teach it on Paint Night often because it just logistically doesn't really work with the setup that I have. But let's try here. Thanks for sharing my broadcast, by the way. If we have that chocolate milk consistency of white paint, you can also drop down droplets of paint. It doesn't have to be splattered on, flicked on. You can, with a paintbrush, drip it. You can see the paint forming at the bottom of the brush, and it's about, come on, little guy. See how it drops like that? And so you have a little bit, bigger. They are still random because you're still just kind of flailing them around the page like this, but they're bigger, more solidified dots. And the reason why I say logistically doesn't work, because you need your painting to lay flat while those dry when I need to put this back up onto here. So those are probably going to drip, but that's another technique you can use for some different types. Or you can literally paint on little circles if you want to paint bigger drips, okay? Lots of options there. But we're going to go into our whale now, okay? And I'm getting that same medium-sized brush. We're going right into our pure white. We're going to ditch that chocolate milk consistency, and we want more paint than water, okay? And we're going to go up into this chinny chin chin of his, and we're going to start at the bottom. And we're going to lightly draw, following the shape, but in little lines. Do you see how by painting these white lines, let me zoom in again. And while I'm painting them, I'm playing keep away of the one before it. But do you see how that just builds up that whale's texture of that under chin that we're looking for, that liney look there? We're gonna go almost all the way up to that original line that we drew for his face. You see that? I didn't fill that in fully. Like, these are lines of white on top of the blue that was already on there to just imply that texture, that whale chin. I don't know how to explain that well. All right. And same in here. We're just going to do one slob of pure white paint. As you can see, we're going to outline this again, but that pure white will bump it up a little bit fin. This is pretty pure white. We're not using much water in there. We're going to come down and circle this top of that bean that we made for that leg. It's not a leg, it's a fin. And pull that white line across. And same at the top. We're just going to do a little white line. Again, see, it's messy. Ilham! We were doing so many up drips, and we all were talking about you, saying you were missing out. We're gonna come in here still with this white, and I'm gonna draw a couple circles. You see how that's like a little bean, Some little circles of white to imply that like barnacle-y. Let me see. You were impressed even the reference has up drips? Because the reference is one of my paintings. That's why. So I don't have to give nobody credit. It's just mine. It's just easier this time. But see how I'm painting in these dots? I'm going to bring them close up so that you guys can see a little bit better. See, we've got some little ovals, some little dots. They're pretty random. And that's just kind of implying that there's some of those good old barnacles or whatever those are called there. Alright, how's that? We're going to come underneath that eyeball. And we're going to just cup it with white. Right, just cup that baby. Did you see what I meant? There's that eyeball, and we just painted white right underneath it. I don't think there's many people painting with us today, so I am going a little quick. But all y'all on YouTube, you can just pause and fast forward, which is nice. We're up to the top of his face here, and we're going to do the same thing. A couple just random little dots and textured at the top of that chin. And I still got just white on our brush. Maybe there's not a lot of water, so it's going to go on a little dry brushy. But same thing, I'm going to just pull a couple lines of white. See how that's not a pure, perfect line? It is pretty dry brushed, which means there's paint on our brush, but not a lot of water. And I'm not pushing very hard. I'm pretty lightly pulling that paintbrush across. Alright, and even more so over here, let's continue that white highlight line on that little bump of his head. And in his little eyeball, we can put one little white line at the bottom there. Even one on top if you want, I don't know. The one on top would just have to be thinner than the one on the bottom. Basically just like a little U in his eyeball. But also, like, see how the lines are messy and a little crazy, and it's totally okay. I know it's annoying that I say that over and over again, but I just know there's some panickers out there, because there always is. Okay? We still have more paint than water on our brush. I'm still using the same brush. And I'm going to come down his belly. And same thing, pull a couple rough lines up. Not a perfect solid line. A couple of roughies, just like we did up here in his chin. You can even, oh, that one's a little crazy. Even with your finger, you can rub it through if you want. Realistically, we're so close to being complete. So one thing before, again, completely up to you with how detailed you want your whale to be, but this is the time with your white paint, if you'd like to make a little more bumps and textures in that nose of Hales. Doo, doo, doo. All righty, folks. We've just got basically one step left. Well, a couple, but whatever, one step left. Okay. So, we are going to get our blue, the original blue we painted with that whale, straight out of the bottle blue. And we're going to add the tiniest touch of black to it. Remember? Not too much because it'll overpower your color, but you do want to darken up that blue, so we're going to add a touch of black there. And we're going to use whatever brush you are comfortable with to outline. For some people, it might need to be tiny, tiny, tiny like this. I don't know. For some of you, you can outline with one this size. Up to you. This outline can be a rough outline. It doesn't have to be anything special. Or not special, super thin and clean, because look how we painted the whole thing, right? Messily and crazy. So we're going to start by coming down right to where the whale touches the water, and we're going to draw a couple. They don't have to be perfectly wavy. Like, you can paint a classic wave, but we just want to paint a couple darker lines right around where they touch the water. Oop, there's a drip there. That's cool. We love a good drip. But we just want to define the line of where our whale is coming out of the water. Remember, wiping stuff with your fingers sometimes blends things in nicely. Right? We just want to make... Joe Kaiser says, okay. I'll keep that in mind when I do my mud drawings. Joe, you should join us one time and paint away with us. Alright, I'm still using this dark blue, which is blue and black, and we're going to just start kind of outlining the world away here. That's a little thin. I want mine to be a little bit thicker than that. This lady loves a good outline, okay? Right, so let's come on the top of this whale's arm. I just keep calling them everything but like a fin, whatever works. And I'm just going to lightly outline around the edges. Let's go down that belly. And down here, you can even make your outline bumpy because then it shows its actual texture. And we're going to want to outline this back arm. And this outline really bumps it away from the background. And remember, you can make it bumpy. Like, let's make this fin even more bumpy than the picture. Do. Do I need to zoom in a little bit to show you? See how that's nice and bumpy? Same with the end of his mouth. Like, let's just make it kind of bumpy at the end. I don't know. Do. Oops, I just put too much black into my blue, but we're gonna go for it anyway. And you can darken some other spots, like maybe you want to darken up that mouth line. Maybe you lost it in all of your details. We can make some bumps on top. We've got the bump in his head and coming on down. If you don't like that bump anymore, you can always color that in. How is that? And then again, like I always say, it depends on how much detail you want to put into it. Like maybe you want to mix a little bit of the sky blue with the whale blue and pull in some other colors in through his mouth a little bit more. Right? Maybe you can play around with some more value in some places if you want. It is completely up to you how far you want to pull and the detail in your whale. There's some people that always take till the next day to finish it up because they like to add more detail into it to push it a little bit farther. The little under 2 hours that we do it in is pretty quick for most, so it's okay if we're not finished. But like even so, you can go back in with darker blue up into this mouth, right? And draw in some of those lines. I don't know. But realistically, I think we've got a whale. Can paint in that eyeball a little bit better. Maybe paint some wrinkles in the whale. I don't know, you guys. I can pick at this all day. But I think we are happy. Maybe let's just last but not least pull some more blue into the front. It just seems like it's not... There's not enough of a value change. So I'm just going to slob some blue right underneath this whale a little bit. And I think we can call this whale a day. The thumbnail's going to be another boring one. I just got to Photoshop myself into a whale, I think. How's that? That's pretty cute. There we go. Perfect. If we bring it closer, you can't really see all the splatter and stuff, but there we go. Perfecto, everybody. Oops. Tay does tattoo designs too. Okay, marketer, almost. I can do tattoo designs, but I do usually suggest not to. Just because I have to charge you guys to do it, right? I have to charge you to do a tattoo drawing, but then the artist is going to charge you anyway to redesign it because they know how to draw on 3D surfaces and I don't. I just draw on flat surfaces where it's easy peasy for me. So I can, and I have done it for people in the past. I don't promote it. That's all. Let me do a quickie little thumbnail. Should I just be like I'm a whale bursting out of the water? That's probably the best bet. Oh, like this. Oh, there's glasses are on. Done. Or is that a whale? Oh yeah, I never look in the camera. I always look at myself instead. Should I face backwards to him like this? That's all I got. My last one, my Lion King one, was the best one ever. That's all. I'm not creative today. That's good enough, though, I think. All right, folks. Next week, we've got a Ninja Turtle. I'm very excited for next week. I think it'll be a good one. We've got a Ninja Turtle, whatever Ninja Turtle you want it to be. Which turtle? See, right? That's what everyone keeps asking. I'll probably do Donatello as the starting point, but realistically, you can paint it whatever color, right? Like, you'll just have to paint the... whatever this is called. I couldn't remember at the start either. They do all have different statures, but I'm only going to paint their face. All we're doing is a face. I think I have a picture right here. Hold up. Hey, where did it go? It's a different artist. But look how cool. Isn't that cool? And then you can paint them whatever color you want. But I think that's so cool. So that is next week. Okay? Which is the 20th. Holy man, May's flying by, folks. Next week, which is the 20th. And the week after that, we're doing a cutie little gorilla. Oh my gosh, Nico! I didn't even know you were here. I just assumed no one was painting. Okay, well, okay. Hold up. I was about to leave. In the dust. Let me find it on here. Did you send it already, or am I wildin'? Let me see. You'll send it now. Okay, cool. Well, thanks for painting along. I really didn't know. I thought I was just painting to the peanut gallery today. My nose ring is crooked. It looks like I just picked my nose for you. Okay. Where are we at? Come on. Internet. My thing won't even load. Nico always does a good job, you guys, so I'll wait. I'll wait to hear. Oh, wow. Oh, I didn't see your last message until right now, but... You guys! Check out... Why won't this let me touch it? Let me touch it. There we go! Great job as usual. As always, really. Oh my gosh, a couple people painted! Sorry, Broken Smile. I didn't mean to just leave you in the dust like that. Let me find you on here. So we've got Nico's here. Beautiful as always. Ah! Oh, oops. What did I just do? Okay, also beautiful. And if you don't mind me sharing, I don't know why my thing won't let me show. Look at the gizmo. So cute. I didn't put 2 and 2 together that you are you, that we spoke this morning. Great job. As always, everybody. Well, thanks for painting along, you guys. I didn't know you were out there. I was pretending like I was alone, but you were there. Broken Smile and Nico, thank you as always for joining in. You were silent. That's okay. You don't have to talk. It's not part of the class. But I'm happy that you guys were here. Thank you. You both did great. Here I am just nitpicking away again. I'm going to add some more pure white in there. Nitpicking queen. Okay, I'll just leave, guys. I'll just leave now. Well, thanks, Broken Smile. Thanks for coming live. Great to have you here. Thanks for finding me on YouTube. Love that. Everybody else, great to see ya. You are the best. I will see you next week for sure. No more skipping weeks. And there might be some big news for me to share with you next week, so stay tuned for that. Local Calgarians. And thanks for hanging out with me, and catch you on the flip side, okay? Before I keep yawning and making you guys all tired too. Okay? See you next Thursday. Thank you.